Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to yet another video. And today, we're gonna be looking at how to take smart notes using this awesome new tool called Roam Research. So here I have is my Roam Research page for the book called The Book Outliers by Malcolm Gladwell. It's a great book. So in here, I have a reference to Malcolm Gladwell. That way, when I click on his name, all of the books that I'm gonna read by him, I'm reading Tipping Point right now, so that's gonna come on here. They'll all be linked to his page, which is pretty cool. There's a tag right here. It's red because I've read it before. And the link to the literature notes is where we're gonna start. So if you haven't already, go ahead and make a link to literature notes, outliers, boom, right there. I've already made it, so it's linked. And you go ahead and shift click the literature notes section. So it's gonna pop up in this right side. And right here, I have my highlight section from my handy dandy Kindle that I got 3 weeks ago, maybe a month, and I love it. I never really liked e-readers. I got this, incredible. It's phenomenal. So I just upload all my highlights from this book, Outliers. Not a ton. It was a very story full. Malcolm Gladwell typically writes. So it wasn't a ton of different highlights, but there's a couple. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our highlights. These are what the book calls original notes or flippant notes. And so they're just notes that resonated with me, stuff I liked, stuff I wanted to remember, stuff that I thought was cool. So pretty random, no really measure. There's no system to get the original notes. They're just notes you took while reading the book or while reading the article. What you do is you go through the highlights section. So say, this one right here, it says practice isn't the thing you do once you're good, it's the thing you do that makes you good. So practicing so I'm getting a phone call on my Apple Watch, but I'm not gonna answer. Practice isn't the thing you do once you're good, it's the thing that makes you good. So say I really like that idea. So I'm gonna put in idea, I'm gonna tab, and I'm gonna do placeholder, and then I'm gonna go down here and type in highlights, and then say place holder. So that's just some text to hold a place. So this idea, practice isn't the thing you do once you're good, it's the thing you do that makes you good. So that's a direct quote from the book. So in the literature notes section, I'm gonna write, practice is the thing you do that makes you good. Actually, instead of saying that, I'm gonna say you must fail in practice because that's how you will become good. All right, so that is my original idea. You must fail in practice because that's how you will become good. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to alt drag this block so it copies it, and so that's going to give me my source, right? That's a direct quote from the book. And then I'm gonna go tab, scroll down, say, so this one right here, those three things, autonomy, complexity, and a connection between effort and reward. So the more effort you put in, the more reward you're gonna get, or most people agree, the three qualities that work has to have if it is to be satisfying. So work's satisfaction is based off three qualities. Don't know how to spell apparently. Qualities. Complexity and a connection between reward and effort. Actually, I'm gonna do a little alt drag so I have that source. And all right, so I'm just gonna keep doing this. So once you have all of your ideas filled out, you go through your entire list, and if there's any highlights you really want to keep, in your literature notes, maybe it's this one. So I'm gonna alt drag this into my highlight section. Go ahead and do that with your highlights only. So there's two different sections, your ideas that you get based off the book, and then there's straight highlights from the book that you really want to remember. So once that's done, you're going to go through your literature notes and say, this idea, you must fail in practice because that's how you become good. I really want to keep that idea and I want to connect that to another idea that I've learned before. So I'm going to do the little brackets and make that into a page. And I'm going to click it. And right here, so now that idea is now a page. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a reference. So I'm going to do outliers because I want that to link. And I'm going to do Malcolm Gladwell because I want that to link. And then I'm going to do my keywords. And right beside the keywords, I'm going to make a link to the page of my permanent notes. And I'll show you that why. So my keywords are, I want to use our failure, winners, and then you see this one, winners versus quitters. So I have my list of permanent notes here, and or my keywords, permanent notes, tag, my keywords, failure, winners, winners versus quitters. And what I'm doing with the keywords is you're not linking to other topics you want this to remember, you're linking to other categories, other stuff that you would associate with this thought. So when you're back at this thought, if you're writing about this thought here, what other thoughts do I want to pay attention to? Oh, the 10,000 hour rule, winners versus quitters, winners, and I want to talk about failure. So it's not the context in which you found it. If it was that, it would just be outliers from Malcolm Gladwell, but it's not. It's because I'm connecting to other topics, other things that I'm relating this idea to. And then underneath that, I'm going to put my note. And my note is 2 or 3 sentences in your own words describing that thought. And so you have your permanent notes section, the reference, keywords, and notes. And then I'm going to open up my permanent notes page. And what that does is now any page that has the permanent notes link in it, it's going to automatically tag and autofill in this page. And so you see I have right here, you must fail in practice because that's how you'll become good. So that's a thought now that when I look over my permanent notes section, I'm always going to be seeing it. And so if I say I want to write a blog post about failing, how I learned from failure, what that did to me, then I can just open that up and then I see, oh, okay, I see this thought, but then I also see that it's linked with outliers, so I can go back to the original source, look at Malcolm Gladwell and what other books or articles he's written about this topic that I have stored in my Rome research, and then my other tags that I want to filter through, and my note section here to kind of just give me a summary about what this is. And so the permanent notes section is cool because I can go to my permanent notes and then I can filter out other, so say I want to look at, why do I read? Oh, deep learning versus shallow learning. I'm gonna go ahead and delete that. Say I want to look at stuff that's all about quitting, and say I want to talk about stuff that's about grit. Winners quit the right things. And so it's gonna filter through using those hashtags that you used while making your reference notes page, right? It's gonna filter through all of these tags right here on the permanent notes section, which help you filter through thoughts and ideas to get one idea with a bunch of different thoughts and references and sources. And then you can take that, write a blog post, teach a class, whatever you want to do. So I really hope you enjoyed this smaller lesson on how to take smart notes in Rome research. If you liked it, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, follow me on Instagram at Dalton Mabry, or visit my website at daltonmabry.me. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.